Age alone doesn't guarantee wisdom or strength. True maturity is defined by responsibility, the courage to face mistakes, control emotions, and take ownership of your life instead of blaming circumstances. There are young individuals who exhibit remarkable maturity because they understand every decision carries consequences and they are ready to own them. On the other hand, many older people remain passive, avoiding reality and letting emotions control them. So, how can you become genuinely mature? What holds us back from reaching it? In the next section, I'll break down the signs of true maturity and how to develop personal responsibility in life. Keep reading. This could be the turning point in your self-growth journey. If you're new to my channel, don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button and like the video to receive more awesome content. Some people grow older but stay passive and irresponsible in life. Meanwhile, many younger individuals display strength and wisdom by owning their actions and choices. Clearly, age isn't the measure of maturity. Responsibility is. Aging is inevitable, but responsibility, that's a conscious choice. Mature individuals don't blame circumstances or others for their failures. They don't avoid mistakes, but instead acknowledge that success or failure is the result of their own decisions. Life's challenges may be uncontrollable, but how you respond to them is always within your power. In contrast, those lacking responsibility often blame the past, avoid reality, or react negatively to failure. They live passively, allowing circumstances to dictate their lives instead of taking control. Responsibility is the core of true maturity. A genuinely mature person is someone who takes charge of their life, faces reality and mistakes head-on, acts instead of just speaking. Responsibility isn't just a duty, it's a source of personal power, the key to taking control of your life and earning the respect of others. True maturity begins the moment you accept your life is your responsibility. Stoicism emphasizes a core principle. You can't control external events, but you can always control your response. This idea forms the foundation of personal responsibility. Epictetus once taught, "What is beyond your control is not worth your concern, but your reaction to every situation is entirely up to you." Stoics believe all personal growth starts with owning your responsibility. When facing failure, responsibility doesn't mean self-blame or guilt. It means confronting the truth and asking, what did I do that led to this result? What can I control in this situation? What can I learn to improve for the future? The opposite of this mindset is the victim mentality. Believing life happens to you, blaming others or fate. Stoics reject this. They understand that responsibility is power. Accepting responsibility means you take control of your life. It's the first step toward true freedom. Freedom from being ruled by emotions or circumstances. Responsibility transforms you from a passive bystander to an active creator of your future. A truly mature person understands that every outcome in life stems from personal actions and decisions. They don't blame circumstances or make excuses for mistakes. When facing failure, they ask, what can I learn from this? Instead of searching for a way to deflect accountability. This sense of responsibility isn't limited to major situations but reflects in daily habits, keeping promises, fulfilling commitments, acknowledging mistakes, and proactively correcting them. In contrast, those lacking responsibility often avoid confronting their mistakes, blame others or circumstances, react emotionally instead of analyzing the situation. Taking responsibility doesn't mean self-blame. It's inner strength, the ability to stand firm after failure and use it as leverage for growth. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not external events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Reflect on yourself. Are you in control of your life, or merely reacting to it? One of the clearest signs of maturity is the ability to control emotions, rather than being controlled by them. A mature person doesn't react impulsively when facing challenges. They understand emotions are temporary, while the consequences of rash decisions can be long-lasting. Stoicism teaches that negative emotions like anger, fear, or frustration aren't caused by external events, but by how we interpret those events. Epictetus said, It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. A person with emotional control will stay calm during conflicts, respond rationally, not impulsively, focus on solutions rather than dwelling on complaints. On the other hand, emotionally immature individuals often lose control, act on temporary feelings, and regret the aftermath. Emotional control is inner power, a sign that you govern yourself instead of being ruled by external circumstances. It's a skill that requires daily practice, not just in crises, but in everyday situations. Let's build a community of kindness by subscribing to Stoicism for Success right now and sharing it with those you wish to see live with kindness and strength like us. Let's spread these positive values together. A mature person doesn't just talk about their beliefs, they act in alignment with their core values, even when it's difficult or unnoticed. Personal values serve as a compass for decision-making. In Stoic philosophy, core values like integrity, justice, courage, and wisdom form the foundation for every action. A principled person asks, "Is this the right thing to do?" rather than, "What's in it for me?" Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "Do the right thing even when no one is watching." Signs of someone acting based on values: staying true to principles even during hardship, refusing to compromise with wrongdoing even under pressure, being honest with themselves and others. In contrast, those lacking maturity often act out of short-term personal gain, compromising ethical values for temporary advantages. Living by values is quiet courage. It's choosing the harder yet morally right path and standing firm on it. Another defining trait of true maturity is the ability to remain resilient and steadfast in the face of challenges. Life is filled with obstacles and hardships, and maturity means holding on to your core principles and values even when things become difficult. A resilient person isn't easily shaken by criticism or temporary failures. They understand that challenges are simply tests of character and perseverance. When setbacks arise, they don't give up, but instead ask, "What needs to change? How can I grow stronger from this experience?" In contrast, those lacking resilience often waver, give up at the first sign of resistance, or constantly shift their goals under external pressure. This inconsistency traps them in a cycle of procrastination and repeated failure. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You cannot control the storm, but you can control how you face it." Resilience doesn't mean being rigid. It's about staying committed to the right path, even when results aren't immediate. It's the true strength of a mature individual. A genuinely mature person has no need to flaunt their knowledge or achievements. They understand that humility is a sign of wisdom and inner strength. Truly confident individuals feel no need to prove themselves to others because they are secure in their own value. Humility is most evident in the ability to listen. Mature individuals are open to new perspectives, welcoming opposing viewpoints without feeling threatened. They don't see learning as a sign of weakness, but as the path to self-improvement. In contrast, those lacking humility often act like they know it all and dismiss others' opinions. React defensively when criticized. Focus on showing off rather than genuinely learning. Seneca once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we may listen more and speak less." Living humbly doesn't mean undervaluing yourself. It means recognizing that there is always more to learn and people to respect. This mindset is a clear hallmark of a truly mature person. Maturity begins with self-awareness, the ability to see yourself honestly, without illusions or self-deception. A truly mature person understands their strengths and weaknesses, facing reality even when it feels uncomfortable. Self-awareness isn't about harsh self-criticism, but the courage to ask yourself difficult questions and confront the answers. Am I avoiding responsibility? Are my actions aligned with my core values? Am I overreacting due to emotions? A person lacking self-awareness often justifies mistakes or blames circumstances. In contrast, a self-aware individual is open to acknowledging their faults, learning, and adjusting their behavior for growth. To develop self-awareness, reflect regularly on your actions and decisions. Listen to feedback, even when it's uncomfortable. Keep a journal to track personal growth and self-reflection. Self-awareness is the foundation of personal growth. When you truly understand yourself, you gain the power to control and shape your life meaningfully. Reflection for today. Have you been honest with yourself? Let's come together to support our community. If you are a kind person, please hit the like button on this video and leave some energetic comments to spread positive vibes. Together, we can make a difference. Mature individuals don't wait for opportunities, they create them. Being proactive means facing challenges head-on, starting even when conditions aren't perfect. They understand that results come from consistent choices and repeated actions, not luck. A proactive person doesn't waste time blaming circumstances or waiting for others to solve their problems. Instead, they ask, what can I do right now to improve this situation? And take persistent action. This mindset applies not just to work, but to all areas of life: relationships, personal growth, and emotional management. Those lacking proactivity often procrastinate, held back by fear of failure. They wait for the perfect moment, while mature individuals understand that the perfect time is now. Proactivity means taking responsibility for your progress, accepting risks, and doing your best regardless of the outcome. Epictetus once said, "You can't control the wind, but you can adjust your sails." Maturity begins when you stop waiting and start acting. Mature people don't fear mistakes, they embrace them as essential to growth. Mistakes aren't signs of failure, but opportunities to reflect, adjust, and improve. The goal isn't to avoid all mistakes, but to learn from them effectively. Instead of hiding or justifying errors, mature individuals admit them openly. They don't shift blame but ask, what did I do wrong? What can I learn from this? This honesty not only fosters personal growth, but also builds trust with others. In contrast, those lacking maturity often repeat the same mistakes, refusing to face reality. They blame external factors, or worse, cover up their errors to protect their ego, leading to stagnation and repeated failure. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "A mistake only becomes a true failure if you learn nothing from it." True maturity emerges when you can turn failure into wisdom, using setbacks as stepping stones for growth. Remember, strength isn't in never falling, but in rising every time you do. Maturity isn't just about awareness or occasional good behavior. It's the result of a consistent way of life, where Stoic philosophy serves as a guiding compass for responsibility and resilience. Applying Stoicism isn't just about reading ancient wisdom, it's about practicing it in the smallest moments of everyday life. A Stoic understands that life consists of two elements: what we can control, what lies beyond our control. Instead of wasting time worrying about outcomes or how others treat them, they focus on the one thing they can control: themselves. This mindset is reflected in staying calm under pressure, not letting negative emotions dictate actions, and standing firm in personal values despite external challenges. Epictetus wisely said, "Do not expect the world to adjust to you. Adjust yourself to the world." Applying Stoicism requires discipline. It means consciously reflecting each day. How did I respond today? Did I control my emotions and actions? True maturity arises when these principles stop being theoretical and become ingrained in how you live. Maturity doesn't simply arrive with age. It's a conscious choice, forged daily in how you face life, handle mistakes, and uphold your principles. No one will grant you maturity. It exists in your actions and attitude toward every challenge. It's time to stop searching for excuses and start acting. Stop blaming circumstances, your upbringing, other people, or luck. This life is yours. You are the one steering the ship. If you won't take responsibility for yourself, who will? Start with the small things. Confront your mistakes without denial. Keep your promises, even when no one is watching. Control your emotions in adversity. Take daily action instead of waiting for perfection. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Wake up each morning determined to live according to your principles, for today is the only day you truly own." You can't control everything, but you can control yourself. Maturity begins when you understand this and live by it. Start today. Thank you for watching this video. Let's support our wonderful community by hitting subscribe and turning on notifications right now. Show everyone that you're living kindly by liking the video and sharing your experiences in the comments. Take action now to spread positive energy.